Hello, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included. Today we are going to do a space mission starting with the telescope, hoping to find a new planetoid and land on that. Plus, I also want to send an ornament over on this world so we can complete our banquet hall. Over here, I'm thinking of setting up a stable for these little guys, and if we've got some spare time, which I think we will, figuring out why not put in infinite storage water, plus access our hot steam vent currently dormant right over here. All right, let's begin. So we've got Beaker looking out at the telescope, allowing them to have some red pills since it's a little bit radioactive. And we're opening up our vent here. We need to analyze that. Actually, Beaker's probably the one to analyze it, so maybe we'll make this actually higher priority since I want to get this guy blocked off before it goes off. Rock reaching down here. Get a ladder in to help them dig. Beaker nearly finishing the analysis of our steam vent. After that, they can go back to the telescope. Take the data banks out of there. Okay, next activity, 25 cycles. Plenty of time to get this done before that goes off. Okay, just planning in this stable here, and notice that we have found no doubt radioactive asteroid. Thanks, Beaker. Oh, I guess we can't really see much there till we actually land, but we will send a mission. We've got this rocket here currently filled with plastic. We've got 7 eco power banks, accumulated 350 data productions. Good work, Spark. So I'm planning on getting a vacuum in here, liquid airlock. And I see insulation, this little stable is complete. It's going to get much hotter in here, so we plan on heating it up. So I'm thinking in this room I'd like to have a pure carbon dioxide area. These little oil slickers that breathe carbon dioxide. So before we go too far, let's just pump all the oxygen, or whatever gases, polluted oxygen and natural gas out of the room. And over on this asteroid, starting to fill this in. In fact, I think we're now ready to also create a vacuum over here. What happened? Oh, I see. Just need to connect this little guy. Check on our telescope. Area is complete. Awesome. Okay, so that's the telescope. So we failed to teleport the little hair dryer here over, so I'm going to go to this rocket and put our hair dryer inside this. We'll fly this over to this asteroid. So starting to dig out, just that we'll have the ability to build a landing space for this guy, so that we can upgrade to a banquet hall. In fact, I was going to say maybe you should keep that until the door is made, but whatever. And over here, Palm's starting to create a vacuum, and I've got a rocket platform. Looks like that's not going to be built unless get across like that. Okay, very hot regolith has just landed. Shoot, that's causing overheating. We're gonna have to figure something out here. So that has left a little bit of a mark, but for start, oh wait, you know what? Disable auto repair. We don't need that anymore at the moment, but we do need a pump, steel pump in this case, placed right there. It looks like we have achieved a vacuum, so now we can start putting in carbon dioxide. Know that we purely just have carbon dioxide in this little area. Okay, so after confirming that I've got the hair dryer, let's go on this space mission, summon crew. We will land right here. And Sprocket can transport our hair dryer to one planetoid over. Acknowledging the warnings. We may have to refuel on the other side, but that should be easy. What else is going wrong? Fueled. You were fueled. Go. Oh, begin. I forgot to click it twice. I see. There we go. Space mission starting. It may be time to... I still have lots of Saturn critter traps, but I think that's just going to be one of those things that I want a whole lot of. So we'll start printing a bunch of those. Alright, the rocket just arrived. So we can finally upgrade to a banquet hall. By going here and finding our hair dryer. Oh, I didn't do that. You got to click on this and then hit select. I keep forgetting that. So expanding our barracks over on this asteroid. So this will be our natural gas pump. We'll essentially look for not oxygen, so we may get other gases than just natural gas. So my thinking is... Oh, the other thing is, I probably should raise that pump just in case liquid falls in it. Anyway, well, maybe I can do that after. But I completely forgot that I'm sending hydrogen in. So we're going to be mixing a natural gas with hydrogen and with carbon dioxide and anything else I guess this pump picks up. So we'll have to do all the filtering once that arrives. But 15 cycles left. Maybe we should concentrate on getting this part of the project done first. I'm just changing the way that we're going to start sending stuff back to the teleportation equipment. I get the dupes to load stuff I want to send in these bins, and the auto sweeper can actually do the transferring. That way they can take big scoops, dump that in these bins. If those bins get full, the dupes could go and do something else while the auto sweeper does its thing. So now we're ready to seal this up. We can get back into this zone. Got a vacuum here, thinking because we're going to get really hot water. I'm taking from this equipment over here. We'll store a vacuum around this little guy for temperature protection. But this is going to give us both a water source and a heat or power source. Let me just double check that. I've got the piping. Oh no, that's wrong. That's water coming out that we can use for things. This is actually water going for usage. And we just have to wait 13.5 cycles to see that in action. So now the plan is to send carbon dioxide into our teleportation equipment and be able to use that for our rocket. It may eventually be hot carbon dioxide if I ever use the hot carbon dioxide geyser, so we'll do that. I just got a warning that this conveyor loader is taking damage. I think what's happening here is we're taking cobalt that's just a little too hot for it. And before this water has a chance to cool off the environment, the hot cobalt going through that metal tiling is just getting above 275. Same thing is not being an issue here. I wonder if that's just because I've got a metal tile right there and that's just rushing the heat into this guy. Maybe I shouldn't have put that right there. Whereas this guy has a little bit more space to work with. I don't know if that's what it is or not. But I do have a tiny bit of iridium. And I technically already have this petroleum there. Why don't we just go in and switch the material? So there is our carbon dioxide. And I'll be able to send Sprocket back with the hair, or not with their hair dryer. They're going to leave the hair dryer in here. Let's just double check that we actually did get a banquet hall. We did. Yay. Okay, some success. Let's go over here and see if, okay, awesome. We've got a conveyor loader. Oh, no, sorry, that's the wrong one. Dash just supplying the iridium. Some other dupes as well. Oh, I see. They're probably picking up various little pieces that are scattered on top of our asteroid, coming down as meteorites. So that may take a little bit, but that's fine. Okay, so we made the change. But what it may have also been is there may have just been a little bit more water in the gold volcano. So maybe that wasn't strictly necessary, but we've done the upgrade anyway. So the heavy watt wire will be for our steam turbine, and we'll connect our power here for this pump. And of course a cooling line, access to keep our steam turbine nice and cool. And I think that is our steam vent done. And our hair dryer mission is complete. So we'll send this rocket back. So now that I have carbon dioxide I'm able to receive, that's a hydrogen line, I'm going to transport it from here down to here. But I think the next task is staying on the water theme. We'll go after the saltwater guys. They're currently dormant for 13 cycles. Not as concerned about that one as I was steam turbine, but maybe what we'll have goal of doing is combining the liquid we get from the two, sending that here for storage. And we'll have lots of water ability, at least, on this asteroid. So while this dupe is driving back, getting almost 100 databanks for us. So now we've got some carbon dioxide going in here. It's a little strange. Why is that not side of a it's not the equipment. Oh, I see it. I see it. It's that. And we've got carbon dioxide in here. Awesome. So while I start putting in carbon dioxide, I also want to have an area to heat up. So we're going to throw some crude oil back in. And just looking at these little guys, just double checking the slicker. We don't want, well, yeah, if I want crude oil, we don't want molten. So we want to be under 100 degrees. And 20 to 60 for the long hair. So we want to be above 60. So we'll put in appropriate settings down here. Double check we've got crude oil. There is crude oil coming in. It's just a little wiring. So I found an oil slicker that's 67 cycles. We'll throw them in here. So now just a little bit of critter sensing to be able to control this guy here, and we'll get slicker picked up that location. So this will be the plan, just bunker tiles with a little bit of walking air and vacuum layer in between. And we'll do a similar thing over here as well, just to try to avoid the hot stuff touching our base. So we're going to move these lubrication stations up here. Or rather, no, we're going to move the oxygen system over here to this side. And we'll bring these a little bit closer to the center of the base. And once these are moved, then we'll have the saltwater treatment or desalinator set up in this little zone. So we're connecting into our oxygen line here. We can start to disassemble this system. So we're starting the heating process in this room, currently 60 or so. So we want this guy to warm up a bit. It's just getting rid of some of the extra heavy watt wire that we no longer need. So here is our new lubrication station. So we're going to have lots of decorations for the dupes to be able to enjoy, gold tiles to walk on. Of course, tying into our crude oil line. And once that is set, we'll be able to get rid of these guys, making room for saltwater conversion. Let's go check on this critter in here. Okay, still too cold. I know what we ought to be doing. We ought to be getting the gas to go through this before we actually send it into the environment. That would help to some degree. Now we've got crude oil going into here, so now we can rip these guys down. Just realized from last time, I was just looking at the temperature. It's getting a little warm here, 36, not bad. But I did forget the cooling on top of this guy, so let's do that now. So we've got 2 desalinators. Just tracing a pathway to get that into here, and 5 cycles until that guy goes off. So we've got the plan completed now. Just going to take a quick second to make sure that this gets connected. And then last bit of this, I think, is just providing power. Be ready to take some salt water from this saltwater geyser. This is going to be active in about 5 cycles. So yeah, automated lights, the ability to put in polluted water here, that is going to go converge at this location. And then this will be used to fill up our line here, which currently is now connected, or just now connected. I'll get rid of that. Okay, so that's going to prevent this guy from getting too hot. So next task is to get a hospital. I've been getting a surprisingly large number of dupes injured. Not like majorly, but enough that I can see having a hospital be a benefit. Polluted water topping up our line. And I realized no automation has been moving these guys down, so I have to manually do this. At least the eggs are being automated to up. But we'll maybe fix that right now. So just going to put in a quick critter sensor in a pickup location. And we're going to see if we can support 3. I don't know if we've got enough food for that, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, so more stable problems. Every one of these guys is crammed. I guess technically 2 of these are not specified for eggs. Okay, so that fixes part of the problem. Oh, I built this in a terrible location. Oh, I see. This needs to be able to access this guy, and he currently does not. Okay, let's fix that. Alright, so I think this is going to be an easy fix. So now we're in a situation where we can start getting access to our crude oil that we're producing. Maybe we'll just put in a liquid sensor right there so the pump doesn't run unless it's filled up enough. I feel like a second transformer is needed on this line. So I'll add that. Okay, now the auto sweeper can pick up all the eggs. Hoping that is going to reduce. I see starving. How many did I rate this for? 3. For some reason, we're getting more critters than 3. I guess for now, we'll just get rid of the excess, but we'll have to see if this keeps coming back. Making progress with our Saturn critter traps. Minus 24 in here. Pressure 11 kilograms. And last time I had to do some cooling in here. Minus 35. That's awesome, because that was getting almost to at freezing level. Another pip being added. And really small tiles, but it is doing the trick in terms of being able to hold a set in a critter trap. It's just as we add these, enable these. So we have a hospital. We've got automation for being able to send these guys down. These guys are happy. I'm just going to spend a little bit of time opening this up, just because this guy was flooded over. So very happy to see we get the pug slugette. I'm not really doing much with the smog types, but at least these guys can produce a little bit of power for us. And what I'm thinking about doing is rock crushers to convert some of this salt, because I think we can get a little bit of sand in the process. Not sure if we can use salt. It has been forever since I've been able to get another bionic dupe, but it looks like I will get one today. Sprout is going to be a dupe that'll concentrate on farming. First of all, don't let me forget to do that. Let's balance out their schedule so that not all dupes are taking a break at the same time. Maybe throw them down here with pause. Now, I have a theory that maybe without the booster, they're just not producing seeds when they harvest, or the chance has just been too low. So we'll fix that. Let's go to Sprout. We're going to give them the first crop tending booster. And I'm going to go to priorities. And I'm going to say farming is, farming is something generally I don't want people to do. Very low, let's say, except for obviously Sprout. Because I've been surprised I'm not getting extra mealwood seeds. I'll see if that fixes that going forward. So yeah, figuring it, even with taking this up to like 85 degrees, carbon dioxide is taking a while to absorb or transfer the heat. It's not a great gas for that. So we're going to help it out with some radiant pipes. We'll just put some crude oil around. Hopefully be able to warm this guy up. Okay, so I think this is going to put an end to the salt processing. I don't know if I've set something. Oh, I did. Good. But we're just going to put some rock crushers that are going to be dedicated to turning salt, table salt. And in the process, that will give us sand. So that's filtration we'll be able to use. I think the only thing is I forgot, or... Ah, yes. Maybe I'll need to move that over by 1. And let's copy this. Now that should be a lower priority though, so let's set that as a 4 and a 4. Only make that when you've got nothing else to do, dupes. So put that right there. And set up an automated line for lights between here and here. And then I'm going to use this for specifically picking up the salt that comes out of the desalinators. So up until this point, I've been relying on just one gunk extractor, but we're at 13 bionic dupes, and I plan on getting a whole lot more. So we're going to have multiple gunk extractors. We've got nice gold tiles underneath. Got some a production area where we're going to store some water over here on the right side, gunk on the left. And this is where we can make our gear bombs, though I'm not certain that we even need it. 200 of those. That might be good for space travel, though then again, crude oil in the rocket actually seems like it's doing fine. All right, so we're going to start with a little bit of a cleanup, but only since Sprout has arrived. Maybe it's a coincidence. I feel like not. But finally get a second seed from this mealwood. So now that I have the feeling like we're going to have more mealwood, let's transfer this guy. Actually, no, let's wait for him to lay an egg first. And then I'll move him over to that stable. My bionic dupes, whenever the printing goes off for one bionic, it seems to be a set of them coming through. So a second bionic dupe today. This is Swift. Probably going to give them a little bit of strength. But before I do that, make sure we've got an Atmos suit. I'll ask for a few more Atmos suits. So we're ready for more bionic dupes if the printing pod allows. And I think I'm going to finish on this, but we've got a laboratory upgrade. A virtual planetarium, which I do not have on base yet. Forgot to put in polluted water here. So we'll do that. But we've got a bin for databanks. Auto Sweeper can put that into the virtual planetarium. We've got our supercomputers centered around some water. Oh, dirt. And the auto sweep. Forget about that. You know what? Let's do this. Let's take that wall down. Let's change this. Instead of having databanks, let's have this as dirt. That way the auto sweeper can provide dirt into these guys. And then further down here, this can be for our databanks. And then we can have a little auto sweeper here. Be able to push that into our virtual planetarium. There we go. Let's just close it at that point. Taking that over like that. Awesome. And it looks like we've raised the temperature up here above 60. So that should try to increase the chance. Yeah, long hair, slicker egg, 89%, which we don't want. So from this point on, now that we're above 60, the chance of getting a slicker egg should be higher. Okay, that's good. So now we have our 15th bionic dupe. Probably gonna get this guy to concentrate on construction. That's Nails joining the team. Very importantly, making sure that they don't get wet by putting in an Atmos suit. And to prepare for more bionic dupes, let's end off on expanding our barracks. And I've noticed the pip has finally produced an acorn. It takes them a long time to produce acorns. Clear that out. It's probably time for the next pip to be sent down here. Saturn critter trap, though, needs to be brought in. It's just going to double check. Laboratory. Did we go above 120, or are we open to something that... Oh, we're open down here. Oh, nuts. Okay. I guess. It's a little unfortunate, but I could get rid of that and make a door there. Very unfortunate, but... think of something. Just opted to put a door here just because we don't really need the crafting station. If I had to realize that, I would have pushed this whole thing over to the right a little bit more, but that's going to be fine for now. Oh, yeah, okay, and we've really expanded the mealwood here. So, with enough of those, maybe we're at the point where we can get this trick. Oh, yeah, wait, never mind. We're going to wait for them to lay an egg first. Oh, what happened there? Ah. Oh, I see. Didn't realize that batteries were included in this list. That's a pain. Let's see. Power. We don't want those. That's not gonna... Ah. How many are we gonna lose? It's not a lot of water. Maybe they can mop this up quick. Okay. All right, yeah, let's not put eco power banks in here, guys, or the metal version. Not that we have a lot of those. And I'll also do that too. No. Let's see. Let's take this out. High priority. What is this? Is taking us. We're at 89 eco power banks. Oh. I don't know if there is a process power scrub. Get that going. Get eco power bank production going. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. How bad is this going to be? So yeah, completely forgot. Once I was cleaning everything up, I could be moving batteries to a wet location. Did not even think. Okay. We still got 89 of those left. I'm going to take this opportunity to go over here and check. These guys have 30. Just notice our saltwater geyser has started pumping out salt water. So that's going into our desalinators. We've got, yeah, as expected, very hot water. So thankfully we're insulating. Oh, and this guy is also active. So that's giving us both power. A cooling line. Not running. That's not cool. What's wrong? It's all connected. Okay, we're going to have to figure that out. We've got our infinite storage of water accumulating that, so we shouldn't have a shortage of water. I think I seen the spot there where polluted water. Our cooling line was not going round. Okay, good. Otherwise, everything would overheat. Let's look at the overall temperature. Yeah, it is getting pretty hot here, so that's nice to have that raining again. We've got our power plant down here. It's warm. Cooling line is going through with radiant. Oh, it has stopped. The cooling line has stopped for a while. That's probably why the power plant has gotten a little bit out of hand. All our volcanoes, risky spots are under control. We've got this little area here. I haven't bothered to go try and find a safe way to get in there. That's another day. Let's go check over on temperatures on this asteroid. Got our warm spots here. Doesn't look like anything is leaking. We're in here. And this area looking much redder. Oh, okay. Oh, we've got an infinite loop too. That's not fun. But yeah, we get the wrong egg type. That's not a surprise. But does this guy have a higher chance now? I think it was 8 before. Now it's 9. But they're at the right temperature. Okay, I'll fix this infinite loop thingy. So yeah, with that auto sweeper right there, that won't be able to pick up eggs, preventing that infinite loop. And my thinking is, let's get our data mining equipment so I don't have to go out in space. Maybe we've got enough of that. The only thing is, I don't know if how effective this is going to. Apparently they simplified Red Bull generation. We'll see how that goes. Another bionic before I finish? No. We'll take some iron. So I'm going to bring in another guy. This guy's 76. This one has a 96% chance. So let's add that to that stable. You can see the cooling line has already done its thing here in the power plant. That's looking much better. Maybe sending a cooling line down here would be smart. So a few pieces of radiant pipe to be connected to our cooling line. So yeah, just ripping out the old gunk extractor area. Just making sure we get polluted water, or rather water, that's going down to this line. I think the idea here is it's being consumed at priority. That leaves us this line over here, which is no longer needed, so we'll tear this down. So I am going to do a shift because we're getting so much polluted oxygen or polluted water. It's not making it into this quick enough. Just really want to make sure we've got that there. All right, another bionic dupe. This is Whisper. Where does that take us? Up to 16. And with all this moved over, forget to make Gear Bomb. Not that I need Gear Bomb at the moment, but still, keep that production going. Oh, Whisper will do that. And that's going to be a dupe that will help out with some of the ranches. We might expand on that. Speaking of which, I think we're ready for another pip to be... Oh, I think you are not putting anything because we've got that there. Okay. I think that is going to do for today. So let's just have a look at what we've done. We've expanded our rooms. We've got more barracks. We've got a hospital. More decorations. We've got a virtual planetarium. We've got this ability to pull in water from salt water, as well as get a little bit of power and water from here. Infinite water storage. So our water needs hopefully will be enough. We've been expanding our Saturn critter traps here slowly. Oh, Pip, how did you? Sure. Send you over here. But yes, expanding the Saturn critter traps over on this asteroid. Not a whole lot, but we did get a banquet hall over here. And we've got a stable here for making a little bit of crude oil with these oil slickers. One thing I was planning on doing that and didn't was getting over to this asteroid, but maybe do that next time. Oh, I added the little protection here. That was supposed to prevent that. I don't think... Oh, no, maybe I did. Somewhat. I did somewhat. We'll just do that. Anyways, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and see you another time. Till then.